Hey guys, and welcome to today's video. Now today I'm going to do a different type of video. This is going to be a Telehandler Showdown. So we're going to be comparing a range of 6 telehandlers, some mods, some stock and some DLC. So let's get into it. First telehandler we have is the LIEBHERR TL436-7. The next one is the JCB TM320s. After that we have the New Holland LM 7.42. After that JCB 526-56. After that the JCB 536-70. And after that finally here the Merlo P41.7 Turbofarmer. Now all of these are in fact available for FS15. As we see here we have some DLC. So we have the JCB pack here and also the New Holland Loaders pack. Stock game equipment we have this LIEBHERR here, and the mods are these 3 here at the end. The first test that we are going to do is we are going to compare the price. So if we go into the shop here, let's find the LIEBHERR. £85,000, so that's alright. The next one we have is a JCB TM320s at £79,000. After that we have the New Holland at £105,000. The JCB 526-56 at £52,000. And the JCB 536-70 at £58,300. Finally, the Merlo P41.7 Turbofarmer at £90,000. So as we see here, the JCB 526-56 is the cheapest out of the lot, but is it worth it? Now the next test we're going to carry out is horsepower. So let's have a look at this. Has 122 horsepower, this LIEBHERR. The JCB TM320s has 145. The New Holland 143, so slightly less than the TM320s, but will this make much of a difference? JCB 526-56, 100 horsepower, so significantly lower. JCB 536-70, 145, so the same as the TM320s. And finally the Merlo Turbofarmer at 140 horsepower. So the JCB here, 526-56, seems to be the cheapest and the lowest horsepower. The first test, or proper test we are going to carry out, is reach. So this is going to be measured out of 10. So let's jump into the LIEBHERR here. We're going to extend the boom all the way. And raise the boom up all the way. Now, yeah, you probably guessed that this JCB TM320s here will be the loser here. The reach on that isn't the best, but it could make it slightly better. So as we see here as well, this JCB, it seems to be rather slow at responding to mouse movement. This JCB here seems to be okay. Merlo Turbofarmer is fairly good. So we'll jump out and we'll go up a bit. As we see here, JCB TM320s, the lowest out of the lot. So we won't give them a rating just yet actually. Following it behind there is the JCB 526-56, slightly taller but still not as tall as the JCB 536-70 and New Holland LM 7.42. Those are basically the same telehandler. I believe the JCB is a reskin of the New Holland, so they have the exact same reach. Now fighting for first place here we have the LIEBHERR and the Merlo Farmer, the Merlo Turbofarmer, sorry. I'd say the Turbofarmer wins there. So Turbofarmer will get a 10 out of 10. JCB 53670 will get an 8. So will the New Holland. LIEBHERR will get a 9. JCB 526 will get a 7. And JCB TM320s will get a 6. Now for the second test, we are going to carry out a test for turning capabilities. So we're going to take each telehandler out to the test track and we are going to have a look at how good it is at turning. So I'll just do a quick test here. I believe this only has 4-wheel steer, so there's no option for 2-wheel steer or anything like that. I mean, the 4-wheel steer, it works fine. For all these telehandlers, I will do a test using the 4-wheel steer. Let's take it out onto here. Let's just see how tight it can get around these corners. Not the fastest thing either. So once we've done that, we can go down to the slalom. This is where 4-wheel steer will come in really quite handy. If it makes it all the way around without much difficulty, they will be getting a rather high score. Again, the slalom is a lot easier. So I'll park that up there. So fairly good from the LIEBHERR there. Let's jump into the TM320s. Now with this being articulated in the centre, you would expect it to be a much better telehandler. The turn-in will be much better. It's the only option that this has for steering, but it does work rather well. So for those tight sheds, this is perfect. So we'll do the same test again. You've got to be a bit more careful here, as when you are turning, the front end does swing out a lot, so you could crash into your sheds if you are not too careful. Go down here, we'll do the slalom. This should make it around fairly easily. If not, then that could mean that it's not the best telehandler. So we see there, full turn there, we are not making it round, so immediately not the best. 4-wheel steer wins again. So what we'll do here, we'll just straighten it up slightly. I'll see if we can get it around these last few. Slightly, still not the best telehandler out there for turning. So this won't have the highest score possible. So I'll park this up next to our LIEBHERR. Now we are going to carry out many more tests on these pieces of equipment. Those tests being quite good. So we see here we are in the New Holland, fairly nice interior. That will be under the last category that we measure it on. So fairly good here. I mean, speed wise it's good. We will be doing an independent test on the speed as well. That will be top speed. Again, 4-wheel steer makes it round. Brilliant. Well, what to do here? Start off where we normally go. So this makes it round a lot better than the TM320s. However, there, I don't know if you saw the back end of that did slide out slightly. So yeah, fairly responsive, but not as responsive as I would like with the steering. So again, they're catching, not the best thing we're doing. but it's still better than the TM320s. Now the next telehandler that we have is a lot more difficult for steering. This does have a gearbox, which makes it a lot harder. This has gearbox mod built into it straight away, so we will be looking at that as an extra, which might give it the edge to win. Not as fast as the other ones, but it is still fairly nippy. The steering very responsive there. I'm going to turn straight up here. You're sorted. Don't know if you see on there the rear hitch, trailer hitch, visibility as well. That is going to be a test, so we'll do that straight after the test that's coming up after this. So yeah, because this is an older machine, it's bound to not make it round as easily. Steering again there. This is where the gearbox mod does start to cause havoc, because your speed decreases when you're turning. Yeah, I'd say that this pretty much failed this test. It's about at the same level as a TM320s. The next JCB that we have, though, that should hopefully be an improvement. But yes, we'll just have to wait and see. Reversing capabilities, fairly good. We've got the beeper there, so that's a nice feature. So what we have here, we have the JCB 53670. Now this does have crab steer and two-wheel steer, but we'll be testing the four-wheel steer today. Really quite fast vehicle this, really good for nipping around. If you haven't got a tractor to hand, this will do the job for you. I believe there is a model out with a 3-point linkage on the back, so if you're really desperate you could possibly go for that, but I will be providing links to all these mods down below. Makes it round with ease. Another great win there from JCB, a lot better than the other two JCBs. This is by far the best JCB for turning. So this a lot better for the tight sheds than the other TM320s, or the TM320s. Last of all, we have the Merlo P41.7 Turbofarmer. This brilliant little mod. So let's change it to four-wheel steer. There we go. Really nice steer in this. Really responsive. I don't know if you can see there. Works really well. So although it isn't the cheapest out of the lot or have the most horsepower, the steering on this is brilliant. And what adds on to this is the size. It's a lot smaller than the other telehandlers. So this, if you really want a vehicle for your small sheds, this will probably be it. With the turning, you see that the back wheels taking the turning, you're getting that back end round the posts a lot better than any of the other mods that we have tried out today. So the next test that we have is in fact the suspension test, but before we get onto that, let's give these a rating. So the Merlo, we'll give that a 10 out of 10, I think. Brilliant steering. JCB there before, give that a 10 out of 10, that's worth it. This one deserves 7 out of 10. 10 out of 10 for this because it's the same model as the JCB 53670. TM320s, disappointing. I'll give that a 7. In fact, an 8 because it wasn't as bad as the other JCB. LIEBHERR, we give that a 9. Not the greatest, but not the worst either. So, suspension test now. If we jump into the LIEBHERR, we will take it around our suspension test course and we will see what it's like. So for this I will bring the boom up so it doesn't catch on the ground. Working quite well. 3 wheels on the ground at all times there. So that's nice to see. Good stability there. Now we should try this with a load really. Now on here, very bouncy. There's not really any suspension. Solid axle. This one, yeah, not really any suspension there, it's just sort of bouncing over these. I would like to test it on this. I have a feeling it could get stuck. It is solid axle, so it might not. It will, so. Yes. So it couldn't make it over this. Let's see if we can nudge it off. No, we can't, so we'll have to get another vehicle to rescue this. Suspension, we will give that a 9 out of 10. In fact, although it made it over, probably not worth a 9 out of 10, so we'll give that a 6. Now time for the TM320s. Again, raise the boom up and we'll take it across here. A lot better suspension there. So you can see pivoting there where the main body meets the front hydraulic section. Although only 3 wheels on the ground at all times, there, majority of that anyway, it still makes it round a lot better. So I think we could probably give this an 8 out of 10. All of these scores will be added up at the end and we'll try and find the overall greatest telehandler that there is for Farming Simulator 15. So whilst we have this here, let's quickly be brutal about this and get the LIEBHERR off. What I quite like about this as well is telehandler works, although not a huge fan of it either because of the pivoting, just the way that the steering works, turning, the reach and all of that works. There has been worse, so I'll park that over there. This, I'll be surprised if we can get it off. I'll just have to get another one. So, time for the New Holland LM 742. Suspension on this, not entirely sure what it's like. I've never really tested it, so now's the time to see. Solid axle again there, no suspension whatsoever, so it will give you a fairly bumpy ride. But it does ensure that the body doesn't tip over when having a load at height, although some suspension would be quite nice. There's tried to be a bit there, but yeah, not much in the way of suspension there. So for that JCB there, we'll give that an 8. For this, we'll give this an 8 as well. Time for this JCB. It might have some, I'm not entirely sure. Telehandlers don't really have suspension, but they've got a little way of it. Nothing there, really. So I'm not really want to take this over the other one. So we'll give this a 7 out of 10. The next JCB that we have, I'll take that over in just a second. One thing that does stand out on this mod is the hardpoint extension and capabilities, and also the gearbox mod. Nice features. So second to last here, I have the JCB 53670. There we go. Again, we can take this at some speed. Not really any suspension there. It is the same model as the New Holland, so we won't do the rest of the testing on this. So the New Holland got an 8, so this will get an 8. Merlo now. Let's see if that's any different. It looks like there's virtually nothing in the way of suspension there, but you never know. Might be a little bit of flex there, so the wheels sort of hang down a bit more. Not sure what's happened here. Axles do seem to be moving a bit more though. That doesn't seem to like the testing area. So this, I have to give that a 7, not the greatest, but it's still something. So, next test that we have is speed. So we'll bring up the HUD for this. This Merlo Turbofarmer has a top speed of 26 miles an hour. We'll just take it for a quick spin around the block. We will apply 2-wheel steer. In fact, no, we'll have to keep it 4-wheel steer to keep this a fair test. So we will show you what it's like. Whilst we're taking it for the speed test, we'll go through the extras. So we have opening bonnet, opening doors there, so top window and whole door. You can move the attach joint up and down on the back. And yeah, whilst we're doing these tests, we'll give them the rating. So speed, well, that's not really a rating, it's just 26. Our brakes, on the other hand, shocking, so we'll have to give that a 5. 26 for the speed, so let's park that there. Next telehandler, let's work backwards this time. This 26 again, I believe all these may be 26 actually. Extras, this has no extras. If we just bring that up there, apart from changing wheel direction. We'll talk about them in a bit more detail in just a second. On the other hand, that's quite good. The brakes, fairly good, so we'll give them a 7 out of 10. That means that the New Holland gets a 7 out of 10 on the brakes. This, top speed of 26. This is where helps having the HUD on, so we can get the gears done correctly. Fairly good road speed there, although it's only reaching 25. Although the top speed is 26. One test that we will do on these is manoeuvrability, and they are rated, or that test is rated out of 10. So that'll be like, does it have crab steer, 4-wheel steer, how tight can it turn, but that sort of turning. Yeah, it's just overall out of it. Keep going the wrong way. 26 for this. I will display all of these results at the end for about 30 seconds, just so that you can see them all. Fairly good speed on this though, 26. Let's see if it can reach 26. 25 again, and I believe that's 26. Might be... no, can't get any different with drive control, so that'll be like it is for all of them. Brakes on this, fairly good, so what do we rate that? 7, yep. What have we got now? This 25, so this isn't the best speed. We're going to have to buy another LIEBHERR, I think. Let's see. Judging by how the others have performed, I wouldn't be surprised if this only reaches 24. 25, no, top speed. So this, fairly good. Brakes, I give them 8. They are fairly good. The other JCB, actually, the one that we did before the New Holland, that, I don't know, let's say, brakes on that are about 7 as well. So LIEBHERR time. Let's buy another one quickly. I'll get one on demo. Top speed is 26. Let's see if we can actually reach it. Nope. Brakes, brilliant. That's a 9 out of 10. Now the next test that we have is manoeuvrability. So what we're going to do is just drive it around, see how easy it is to turn and stuff. For example, if I were to stack some bales there, that'd be quite good. Now when stacking bales and that, and loading up lorries, mixer wagons, all sorts of stuff like that, visibility is key. So what we're going to do for this is we'll raise the boom all the way up. I'll see if we can see the top of it. Now there, we sort of can. If we extend it, just about can still there. Visibility on this, not the best, but we will give it a 7 out of 10, because there's probably worse. Now let's park this up here. TM320s. Maneuverability is shocking. It genuinely is. Maneuverability isn't, visibility is, sorry. Maneuverability, very tight turning circle, although quick turning is not quite possible because of the articulation and the hydraulics and that. So visibility, that gets a 5 out of 10. Because I've tried this, I've played with this, and the visibility is shocking. There's nothing worse than stacking some bales and have the whole stack fall over, because the visibility in this cab is shocking. New Holland, this is be exactly the same as the other JCB. Shocking, you can't see it. So that's a 2 out of 10. Maneuverability, it's fairly good. Right, so maneuverability for the first one was 7. For other JCB, that's a 9. This is a 7. That means that other JCB is at 7. Now this JCB, visibility is quite good, apart from when you've got it all the way up there and you just can't quite see the top of it. So we'll have to give this a 4 out of 10. Because when you can't see your implement, or in fact the end of the boom, you could put it into an electric line cable. That'd end very badly. So the next JCB we will just skip, but I will go in cab just to show you visibility. Again, fairly poor. The Merlo, on the other hand, we'll get to that in just a second, because that is quite good for visibility. If we put that out all the way over there, you can actually see above you, which is really good. So you you never lose sight of that from there, unless it's there where you can't quite see where it is. I mean, in real life you just duck down, wouldn't you? This maneuverability, 10 out of 10. It's brilliant. Visibility, I should give that a 9 out of 10. In fact, no, that deserves a 10. You never lose sight of it, do you? Extras, on the other hand, out of 10, this Merlo, it's a 7. I'd like to have more extras on it, but yeah, for example, like cages on the front, that'd be quite cool. Actually just being able to do some other stuff, although you can see the joystick there moving, which is quite cool. This JCB, none. There's no extras for this, so that is 0. This JCB, brilliant because it has the hardpoint extension, so this is a 9 out of 10. Unfortunately, why does it keep going to this? Visibility again isn't the best. I mean, it is quite nice. I mean, you've got the gearbox mod in there. That mirror on the back doesn't work, but in real life that'd be brilliant. Next on this JCB, no, this JCB, it's got no extras, it's just DLC, so it's a 0. The New Holland I missed out because that's the same as that JCB over there. That has nothing, so it's a 0. And the LIEBHERR, 0, nothing. So, overall, from this, I would say the Merlo is the best telehandler. It offers everything that you could possibly want. Visibility is good. The price is alright, although it's not got the best horsepower. The reach is good, turning's good. Suspension, not much of it, but it's alright. Speed, again, very high. Brakes, fairly poor, but I mean, if you're just operating slowly, then it's okay. Maneuverability, 10 out of 10. Extras, 7 out of 10. Visibility, 10 out of 10. So that is it for today's video. If you'd like to see more of these style videos, please put down in the comments and leave a like on this video, as they do take a while to put together. However, they work and I quite like making them. So thanks for watching this video. Don't forget to like, subscribe, comment and share, as it really does help, and I will see you next time. Goodbye.